everybody. So I think I need like an intro, so it's probably gonna be like, hey everyone, or something like that. Anyway, so today's video, we're going to talk about how I graduated from college in 3 years instead of the traditional 4. So this kind of goes along with my debt story, which is going to be in the eye in the sky, I think somewhere over here. I just learned how to do cards, so I'm very excited. Anyway, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I graduated college early. Some backstory: I ended up going to Prairie View A&M University to receive my bachelor's degree, and I subsequently got a bachelor's degree in the field of social work. Around my sophomore, a little bit about my sophomore year, I got a little bit more serious about my student loans, and I was realizing that at the rate I was accepting student loans, that I was gonna have much more debt than I anticipated. So that's when I made it up in my mind. I was like, oh no, like I can't stay here another year. Like I have to graduate now and now and now. And something in my head said, you're gonna graduate in a year. And when I put my mind to something, your girl does it. So what happened was, in order for me to get a year ahead or to graduate 1 year early, I went into college the fall of 2013 and I graduated in the summer of 2016. So the first thing that I did was I took an account of all my student loans that was coming in and calculated about how much more I would have in student loans if I stayed an extra year. And it was probably going to be another $15,000. So I was like, yeah, no, can't do that. So the first thing I did was I took summer classes. I did get financial aid for summer classes, but I think I was able to get like a scholarship from the university that covered a bulk of the classes. And I took, I think I took 4 classes during the summer. I know for sure I took anatomy and physiology, and that was the hardest because it was a condensed like 6 or 8 week class. Like, thank God I passed, because anatomy and physiology was just not my thing. And I was also a social work major, and I was telling my professor, like, look, I understand, but I'm not going to be in the nursing field. I'm not going to be a doctor. Like, cut your girl some slack. Thank God I passed. I don't know how that happened, but anyway. So I took 4 classes during the summer. So I took anatomy and physiology. I also took macroeconomics, and that class was actually really hard. It was an elective class because I just needed to satisfy another elective, but I was in their whole life struggling over macroeconomics. I took micro during the regular school year, and that was easy, but this accelerated macro, I was like, man, this is hard. So I took anatomy, physiology, I took macroeconomics, and I took 2 other classes that I forgot. So basically, by taking classes that summer, I was a semester ahead. Now, a college year consists of 2 semesters, at least at my college, and usually you do 12 to 15 credit hours per semester, which makes 30 credit hours, which means you're a year ahead. So now I only had 12 credit hours, which was 4 classes. So next I went to, the regular school year. So what I did was I took a course overload. So in addition to my already 5 classes that I had, which each were 3 credit hours, so that was 15 credit hours, I took an overload. So I took 21 credit hours, which was an additional 2 classes. So I had 7 classes instead of 5 classes. So I did that I took 4 classes during the summer. I took 2 additional classes during the fall, 2 additional classes during the spring, and I graduated spring of 2016. So yeah, I made sure that I could graduate, and I had an extra year. I was thinking about getting a minor, but at the end of the day, your degree doesn't say a bachelor's in social work with a minor in healthcare administration. So I decided, like, okay, I'm just not going to do that. But yeah, if you want to graduate from school early, you can always take summer classes, see about your university, and if they have any scholarships, because the bulk of mine was paid through my university. See if you can do a class overload, and that does require approval. Well, at least in my case, it required that my dean approved it, and he approved it, and it wasn't a problem, and I passed my classes. But you just want to make sure about that, and then you want to check out if there's any like accelerated programs or courses that you can take at your local community college when you go back to your hometown, because those classes will be significantly cheaper than the ones you take at your university. I also did dual credit classes. So coming into my bachelor's career at Prairie View A&M University, I had 12 credit hours. I had took like college algebra, world religion, and 2 other classes that I forgot, but for sure I took those. Oh, and I took psychology and sociology. So I had classes before. If you can get dual credit classes, they will help you out so much, because when you're taking speech, like, you don't really need to take speech at a university. Like, it's good if you do, but like speech, college algebra, world religion, these are like elective classes. They're gonna cost at least 3x what it would cost at a community college. So always check and see if, you know, your school will allow some of those elective courses to be transferred over. So this is just a little bit about what I did to graduate with my bachelor's in 3 years instead of 4 years. So tell me a little bit about what y'all did, and check out my other video, which will be somewhere up here. I guess it's going to be an eye in the sky, where I talk about my debt story, how I got in, out of debt, and a little bit about my mindset. All right, guys, so I'll see you later. Peace.